Hello everyone, welcome back to another YouTube tutorial with ClimateStudio. We are mainly going to look at electric lighting in this video. The goal of this tutorial is to design and test an electric lighting system that provides sufficient light throughout a space, and the target is to have 300 lux across all regularly occupied areas and around 150 lux for circulation areas. The topics that I'm going to cover today are how you divide your space into different sections according to your lighting concept, how you pick luminaires from the web page and place them into your design, and lastly, how you calculate the resulting lighting power density for the overall area that you're investigating. The first thing you want to do is go into your building and select an area that you would like to investigate. So in this example here, I divided this workspace area into circulation space, which follows along the facade, and then you have workspace areas that are divided into 3 parts. So the larger open areas, the conference space in the middle, and then another workspace, and a closed office space. So you want to go to the ClimateStudio tab and scroll down to the point in time illuminance section, and all of the required layers should have assigned materials. The next tab is where you add your luminaires to the Rhino file, and lastly, this tab here is where you allocate all of the occupied areas that you're planning to investigate. Alright, the first part is you add all of the occupied areas, specifically the workspaces, and as soon as you add them to the list, this window pops up and asks you to define the sensor spacing and also the work plane offset itself. The height of the space sensors should be on the same height as a work desk. And now you can go ahead and repeat the same process for the circulation areas. You add sensor spacing, the work plane offset, and you click OK. After assigning the occupied areas, you can go ahead and pick luminaires from the web page. You can either use Signify or Focal Point as 2 of the examples that also provide an IES file. And here you can see a list of different lighting options. They also provide lighting with higher or lower lumen outputs, so it really depends on what you would like to select for your study. I selected 2 kind of lights for the simulation. The one above is used in workspaces with a higher wattage, and the one that is used in the corridor with a lower wattage. You can add these luminaires by clicking the Add Luminaires button. It will give you a preview of the luminance intensity distribution. And if you click the Browse button on the top right corner, you can select the IES file that you downloaded from the web page. Now you can add your lights to the Rhino file by clicking OK, and it will project this to the XYZ origin. You repeat this process for your luminaire that you want in your workspace station. It will also give you a preview, and it will project your light to the XYZ origin. Now I'm going to go ahead and place these 2 light options into my design. I'm speeding up this process, but here you can see the final stage of how the lighting design looks like for the space. Before you run the simulation, make sure that you have all required layers turned on, and other than that, you can just run the simulation. Also, you can adjust the false color display according to the max amount of lux you want to have in the space. This will give you a better visual representation of the illuminance distribution in your space. When the simulation is complete, you will get a mean lux and a median lux for the space that you investigated. Here, the mean lux is set to 231 lux. Last but not least, in order to calculate the lighting power density overall for the space that you investigate, you want to multiply the number of workspace luminaires times the wattage of your workspace luminaires. You repeat this process for the circulation ones. You add these two up and divide it by the overall space of the area that you're simulating. And if you remember from the previous tutorial how to upgrade your building, you can now plug in this new lighting power density in the zone settings tab. There's a specific section for the lighting, and now you can add your new lighting power density to your zone settings. That was it for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next YouTube tutorial.